Pedro, as Vice President of the International Federation of Match Poker, you must be very pleased with the progress that's been made by match poker as a sport.
Oh, very much indeed. I remember more than 10 years ago when we first met to discuss poker as a sport. It sounded like a crazy idea, and now here we are, thinking about poker as an Olympic sport. So I can already see that in the future, and it's a great achievement.
Going back to the beginning, how did you get involved?
Well, I got involved because Patrick asked me to think about poker as a sport from a legal perspective. So I had a meeting with Patrick and Gary in London, and we discussed this idea of how could we get the recognition of poker as a sport. And then we started by creating an international federation, national federations. We had a great work in Brazil to get the Ministry of Sport to recognize poker as a sport. Right now, Brazil has the largest poker championship outside Las Vegas, and it's a great achievement that we have helped to achieve. I mean, it's been a long road, a lot of work, but we have been successful in the tasks we have taken.
And so you're trying to bring match poker to Brazil now?
Of course, not only to Brazil, but to the world. This recognition of match poker as a potential Olympic sport is something we need to really take care and spread around. So I think not only to Brazil, but to the whole world.
And I know that progress is being made in Spain, in Italy. Is this something that can be global?
I would say it's already global. If you think that we play online and you have no boundaries online. So we are already everywhere. And I think the trend is that more people will be willing to play match poker because that's where your skills are really enhanced and you can really test it. And instead of just buying in tournaments, you have to qualify and you have to show your skills on this game. So I think it's already global, and I think it will be much more played around the world in the near future. Especially if we are taken into the Olympic program. I can really see poker as an Olympic sport very soon.
How has match poker updated to where it is today?
Well, we had many challenges, a lot of them on the technological side, and we had to work very hard to get this system flawless, working perfectly, as we can see right now at this tournament we are staging in Oxford. And the only place where success comes before work is at the dictionary. We have been working very hard to improve our systems, and that's why we are able to stage tournaments like that, and also take the game online with an app that will be available to everybody, everywhere in the world.
Why is it so important for match poker to come away from casinos and be recognized as a sport?
Oh, because there is a misperception that poker is not a game of skill, it's a game of luck. So at this stage, it's very important to us that we differentiate poker from gambling. But at the near future, I believe we can be played not only in casinos, but everywhere. Why not? You can play chess, you can play drafts, you can play bridge, you can play poker anywhere, even in casinos, why not? And match poker can be played also in big places like all the casinos in Vegas or anywhere else as a sport. As we have UFC being considered in some places as a sport, being played and staged. In Vegas we have boxing. Why not? I mean, they have great spaces, people like to go there, why not staging tournaments there?
So if a country or representative is watching this and they want to become involved in match poker, how can they start a relationship with the IFMP?
Well, we are almost 70 countries now at International Federation of Match Poker, and we are always open to help countries establishing their own federation and helping also the government to think about poker as an educational tool. We have countries that are using poker to teach math in schools. We have universities like Professor Charles Nesson at Harvard that use poker to teach American jury. So at Harvard Law School, we have a great professor teaching American jury through poker. So I believe poker can be a great tool for education, and countries and governments should be aware of that.
It sounds much more interesting than my school education, that's for sure.
Well, if you look at the evolution of schools and how they should really evolve into this digital era, I think it makes sense to think about poker and other things as tools for making education more effective and attractive. People really learn online. I mean, right now, we study every day on Google. Everybody, everywhere. We ask Google things. So we are learning online. Why can't we learn playing poker? Why can't we learn statistics, math, even how to behave in a negotiation, how to bluff through poker? Poker is a great school of life, and I believe governments should be aware of that and include that in their educational program to make it more attractive to young people.
What are the next steps for Match Poker? What are the immediate goals?
Well, right now, we need to get our app up and running, available to everybody, everywhere, and we need to keep helping countries establishing their own federations and looking at poker as a sport, because it is a sport.
Pedro, thank you very much for talking to us. Very interesting.